Can I even be happy about this? Can I even be hyped up about this? Like, can I be happy? Should I be happy? I don't think I should. At least I'm not feeling that way right now. The Habs won, but I'm feeling mad. I'm feeling weird. I'm feeling shitty, man. It feels like a loss, honestly. It feels like a loss. It does. It does feel. Am I the only one who feels that way? Am I the only one who feels that way? Because for a season who was supposed to be a tanking season, a development season, I'm not all in about tanking to be last in the league, but I'm all in to get a high draft pick. That's for sure. But what I'm most excited about, what I was most hyped about, was to see the development of the young guys. And I was expecting it to be that way, like developing the young guys, trying to turn them into superstars. We did not have a good development team all the time. Marc Bergevin was there. Um, we were not able to turn out the high draft picks into good players. I mean, Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, all of those guys were exceptions, but like for the most times, our first round pick turned out into busts, like we saw with Jesper Kotkaniemi, and I was just like, all right, they changed the entire management, and it's going to be different. It's going to be different. Why did I expect that? Why did I expect it to be different? Like, honestly, it's been like that forever, man. And every time it's the same thing. You draft a guy, you can't seem to figure out how to turn him into the player he was supposed to be, and the player ends up losing his confidence and ends up being a bust, and he ends up on another team, either playing really, really good or really, really bad. So yeah, I definitely am pretty pissed off about this game. I don't have the energy to go on a rant like I did a couple days back in a game between the Canadians and the Senators, I think it was. But yeah, definitely a bad thing. Because let me explain to you guys what makes me feel that way. It's the use of Uri Slafkovsky. Because yes, Uri Slafkovsky, for you guys who don't know, got drafted first overall in the latest NHL draft. The Canadians have the privilege to select between all the high draft picks in the entire draft the player they wanted. They had the option to take the player they wanted the most because they had nobody that were drafting before them. They had the first overall pick, and they decided to go with Uri Slafkovsky instead of the consensus first overall pick in Shane Wright. Shane Wright ended up sliding into the fourth overall pick, got drafted by the Seattle Kraken, and everybody was hyped up about Slafkovsky. And today, for like the 600th time of this season, my man Slafkovsky got benched in a season that was supposed to be mainly focused on developing the young guys. Yep. And then the narrative that Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton are sending to us that they're developing, that they did not want Slafkovsky to go to the World Junior to develop him in Montreal, does not match what we are seeing right now from Martin St. Louis. Like, it does not match. When you listen to Gorton and Hughes, they have faith in Slafkovsky. They have a reason why they drafted him. They keep on saying that they want him to develop in the NHL. They want him to get good minutes. They want him to be put in situation in the NHL. And Martin St. Louis has been doing the opposite, the complete opposite. Because listen, tonight the Canadians won the game 3-2. Mike Hoffman got the OT winner. I was kind of like, should I be happy about this? If we're going to win in OT, I want at least Kirby Dach to be scoring, Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki, Kaden Goulet, Berjak, any of the young guys. If it's not one of the young guys, I don't want him to win. Or you go in the shootout. But if it's going to be a Mike Hoffman or a Dadonov or any of those guys getting the OT winner, I think I'd rather get a loss, honestly. But yeah, Canadians win the game. Slafkovsky started the game on the top six. I was hyped. I was just like, all right, he's playing again with Dach and Drouin and it's going to be fun to watch. And then that line was terrible, terrible, terrible. Drouin was invincible. Doc was trying his best. Slafkovsky was trying his best. Drouin was the worst game since he came back. He was invincible. I didn't even notice him all game. Was he even playing? Like, come on. Yeah. Slafkovsky was on that line. Slafkovsky was actually playing pretty decent. Not his best game. Probably his worst game in the last 10 games. But, like, still, he's an 18-year-old. You can't expect him to be playing good all the time. And for some reasons, he ended up on the fourth line instead of Drouin, instead of Dadonov, instead of all of those guys that were doing absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. He ended up on the fourth line. And what's worse is after one shift on the fourth line, they just kicked the guy out the rotation. Martin St. Louis just stopped using him midway into the second period. Midway into the second period, Slafkovsky was sitting on the bench. Anthony Richard, who played an amazing game, took his place in the second line. It was deserved, but I would have rather have seen Anthony Richard take the spot of Jonathan Drouin, take the spot of the Dadonov, not Slafkovsky. He's an 18-year-old rookie. Of course he's going to make mistakes. Of course he's going to take dumb penalties. It happens. Joel Armia, Josh Anderson, and all of those guys have been doing it since the start of the season. And Juraj Slafkovsky has more points than all of them. Why is Slafkovsky getting penalized for all the little details when he's just a young kid, an 18-year-old kid in the NHL trying to learn how to play at this level? Why is he getting penalized for all the small details when the veterans that are supposed to know that those small details can be accepted in this league are getting free passes all the time? All right, you made a mistake. Go back, go back, go back. Fix it, go back. Slafkovsky does a little mistake. You sit on the bench for the rest of the game. And I'm starting to believe that Martin St. Louis actually does not want to have Slafkovsky on his team. He might not like the way Slafkovsky plays. I have no clue. I have no idea. Maybe he wanted the Canadiens to draft Shane Wright. I have no idea. But yeah, he kicked him out the rotation, and Slafkovsky, from the midway of the second period, mid-game, from the midway in the second period to the end of the game, played a minute and 10 seconds. And he only played 48 seconds in the entire third period. Development, my ass. You're not going to be turning an 18-year-old into a superstar by putting him on a bench every time he makes a mistake. Look at Stefan Robida. If Jacky makes a mistake, if Harris makes a mistake, if Kovacevic makes a mistake, if Goulet makes a mistake, they're back on the ice the shift after. But Martin St. Louis has not been doing that with Slafkovsky. The veterans can make mistakes. They've been in the leagues for 10 seasons. They can make all the mistakes they want. They can take all the dumb penalties they want. But if an 18-year-old you drafted first overall like 6 months ago does one of those mistakes, you're sending him all the rest of the game. And that comes after all the narrative that Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton have been telling us that they did not send Slafkovsky to the World Juniors because they wanted him to play in the NHL. Well, you know what, Kent? You know what, Jeff? Slafkovsky's not playing in the NHL. He's sitting on an NHL bench. And what's most sad about this is that Alex Burrows, who's been running the shittiest NHL power play for 2 years in a row now, is not even using Slafkovsky on the power play anymore. Slafkovsky, other than Cole Caulfield, has the only goal on the power play from a one-timer slap shot. But every time they use him on the power play, they put him in front of the net. He can score slap shots, but we're gonna put him in front of the net. It's not working. Well, of course it's not working. He's not in the right spot. Of course. Who would have thought? The guy has a decent slap shot. He can make plays, but we're gonna put him in front of the net like he's Zdeno Chara or something. Come on, man. I know, you say it's not working. Let's put Dadonov instead on the fucking power play. The guy has no fucking goals. He's gonna score, of course. We're gonna be able to trade him after for a fucking bag of Doritos. Haha. How fucking convenient is that? Dadonov does not give a fucking flying fuck about the Montreal Canadiens. He's sitting there just thinking about his buddies in Washington and how he would want to be with them instead of being in Montreal. And on top of that, he can't fucking make a pass for a living. Why is he playing and Slafkovsky is on the bench? I don't get it. And before y'all comment on the video, oh, it's because they want to trade him. It's because they want to trade him and get first round pick. They're not going to get shit for a guy like Dadonov that can't even make a straight fucking pass. The fucking Golden Knights, after he scored 20 goals last year, were not able to trade him to anywhere other than to Montreal for a retired Shea Weber. Do you think we're going to get prospects and first round pick for that guy? No, that's not going to happen. The GMs are not even going to give a fucking bag of Doritos for that guy. And it's the same thing for the rest of them. They're playing shit. Would you guys be down to send a first-round pick for a Ryan Reeves or Milan Lucic? No. Well, it's the same thing for the other teams. They are not down to send their prospect and pick for guys that are playing shit. All right? So, yeah. The Canadiens are benching their young guys now. And they're developing, they're in a rebuild, but we're benching the young guys to play some shitters that are not able to make pass and are not able to score goals. Come on. And we're going to put some players that are not capable of scoring goals on the power play. And then after, we're going to sit looking at the board and wonder why the fuck are we not able to score on the power play? Because you're not using the good players. You're not fucking... Look at that. You have Kaden Guhle, who's absolutely tearing it up in his rookie season. And you put Chris Weidman on the first power play. Chris Weidman. The guy who shit talks his coach in a fucking Uber. I have nothing against the guy. He looks like a pretty nice dude. Saw him at the Bell Center, was signing autographs. He looks pretty cool. But like, when you have a young guy like Kaden Guhle that is racing for Calder right now, in my opinion, in your lineup, that is going to be our first defenseman on your team, and you're putting Chris Weidman in instead of it on the fucking power play. Power play is not hard to fix. You put Guhle on one, Jack Guy on the other, and then you put the guys that are capable of putting a puck in the back of the net instead of the guys that are not scoring any goals. I think that Joel Armia got more time on the power play than Slafkovsky this year. I think that Armia got more time on the power play than Guhle. I think that's the same for Dot. It's ridiculous. Development my fucking ass. Development my ass. That's what I think, man. Stop talking to me like, yeah, we're trying to develop the young guys. I mean, he's playing good. We have confidence in him. Shut up. Let's be honest, Marty. You're trying to make yourself look good. You're trying to make the playoffs just to prove everybody wrong like you did your entire career. That's what you're trying to do. That's what you're trying to do. But that's not gonna work because the plan from the GM and the Jeff Gorton, I don't know what his role is. The plan of the GM and the Papa GM is to rebuild and develop, and that's not what you're doing right now. So yeah, let me know what you guys all think about this in the comments below. Caulfield scored again, by the way. That was sick. I was expecting a fight between Cashin and Jack-Eye, and Cashin did not do absolutely what. Why did they even put him back in the lineup? He did not. He didn't do shit. Anyways, it's been your boy Tropical Habs. Have a nice rest of your day. I'm pissed off, man. I'm not gonna lie. They won, but I feel like they lost. I think I would have rather have seen them lost. Like honestly. Oh, Hoffman OT winner. I don't really care about Hoffman scoring. I mean, it gets his value up. Like Hoffman could be a trade target for other teams. Not for a first round pick, but still, you never know. But Dadonov, Armia, and all of those guys, you're not going to get shit for them. Like, let's be honest. So, yeah, let me know what you guys all think about this in the comments below. It's been your boy Tropical Habs. At this point, just send Slafkovsky to the World Juniors, man. At least he's gonna get some ice time. He's gonna have some fun. He's not gonna be sitting on the bench looking like me, waiting for my Uber Heat at 3 a.m. after forgetting to heat because I was playing Warzone all night. So yeah, It's been your boy Tropical Habs. Have a nice rest of your day. If you're watching this tomorrow, shout out to all the Slovakians that have watched the game. To watch Slafkovsky play with him been benched for no reason. Have a good night for those who are watching this and going to sleep after. It's been your boy Tropical Habs, and I'll see y'all tomorrow for brand new videos. Bye bye.